Can you take a picture of my ass?
No, film it.
My ass?
No, B-roll.
Oh god.
I was just getting the shot because the sunlight.
I can feel my ass hanging out.
So I was getting lens flare.
Almost want to.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you're having a good day. Hopefully you have enjoyed some of those skating clips. Try to film a little bit more, but you know, it's I don't know, tiring, I should say, getting those skate clips, and I just was more in it for the exercise and the enjoyment than I was to film it. I just happened to bring my camera along because I thought you guys might enjoy it, so hopefully you did. But anyways, guys, today we do have some work. We have a 73 Toyota Celica that my buddy is bringing by that we're going to be building an exhaust for. Hopefully I can knock it out today. We will see. I don't know how complex it is. He kind of sent me some pictures. It looks like it's pretty straightforward, but I mean, you never know. So right now I'm gonna go get some coffee, so come along with me. Package secured. A lot of you guys have noticed that I hardly ever, if ever, go to Dunkin' anymore, and a lot of you guys think I'm like boycotting them because I've been going to like Starbucks and stuff more in replacement of. But honestly, I make most of my coffee at home. I do like to get Starbucks when I can. That pumpkin cream cold brew, which is now gone, was absolutely slapping. But no, I don't hate Dunkin'. I just stopped going, and then after, because I got that pour over from one of my buddies, and I was making coffee, saving money for a few months, and when I went back, it just like messed my stomach up, so I just haven't been back since. But I forgot that my aunt had sent me like 30 bucks little digital gift card to my Dunkin' thing, because she knows I like Dunkin', so yeah, I just forgot that I had that, so went and got this. And what this is their winter brew. It's like some ginger snap brewed stuff, but it's pretty good. I don't usually drink their hot coffee, but it slaps too. That's hot. Celica should be here pretty much momentarily. It's just about 9 o'clock, so I'm gonna hang out here, dust off the driveway really quick, and wait for him to show up. Should be pretty cool. I've never worked on one of these before. I've always kind of wanted one because these are like the old ones that look kind of like the Datsuns that are also rear-wheel drive. Cool. Got this thing up off the ground already. A little intimidating, so found out the jack point. There is like a subframe cradle under the front. I didn't use that. I went off the frame supports. I didn't go off the pinch welds. Pinch welds are a little corroded. But overall, this thing underneath is actually super clean. He unfortunately doesn't plan on keeping this thing. He's just going to do a little bit of work to it to get it running a little bit better. As you can hear, the idle is a little high, but he's already got some new parts in it. So we are just doing, you gonna stay forward, please? But yeah, so we're gonna make a battery tie down for right there and build the exhaust for it. So it's gonna be pretty neat. But yeah, it's all carb. He's gotta rebuild the carb, I guess, or at least service it to get the idle a little bit under control. Original radiator, he cleaned that out really well. This thing was basically like a barn find, I guess. I guess this thing sat in a barn in Colorado for years, and then the guy he bought it from pulled it out and basically just sold it right away. So my friend Alex, who obviously is the owner of this, scooped it up from that guy. He got a good deal on it. So it does have a little bit of body work that needs to be done. So like this fender obviously has seen better days, and then overall like the door here, it looked like something at some point, maybe this got in a front end collision and pushed the fenders back, because that side is also catching the door like right here. But this thing is so cool. So this door definitely got like hit in some manner, almost like it got hit from the inside, because the inside, I don't know if you guys can see that. You see the light coming through right there? So that's not supposed to happen. And he has the glass and the plastic or the panel for that and stuff. He's just trying to find somebody that can try and fix this door as much as they can, because he has one to replace it, but he's trying to not to, because he wants this original like sun faded patinaed out vinyl sticker, whatever. But just so cool, dude. I just think these are the neatest cars. The rear windows are crank, so these actually roll down. I don't know if you can see the crank over there. Focus. Yeah, back there. But yeah, dude, just this thing overall for being 49 years old is in fantastic shape. But yeah, so we're just gonna get started. I'm gonna try and pull this exhaust off. It's held up with a coat hanger and it is clamped to the factory header. So hopefully those bolts come off and we can get started. So at the moment, I just cut this piece. This is gonna hopefully shoot us under the car. It's roughly, maybe it's the other piece, but yeah, it's roughly 70-ish degree bend. So I have to take this piece now with the expansion end, and I have to slip joint that over the factory header. I did see that the factory header has a crack on one of the runners. So I sent him a picture. I don't know. It looks like you have to take the whole carb setup off because it looks like the header is like bolted with like the carb setup. I have no idea. It looks really weird. If he wants me to repair that, I'm probably going to have him come over because he needs to work on the carb anyway, and then we can just knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. He only lives a few minutes away. But yeah, so basically the idea here is slip joint because it's slip joint onto the header, and then I can just use the expanded part here, and then that can slip in here because it is a snug fit. I don't want it to sit too low, so we can kind of push this up in it, and then we can get that to go together, clamp onto the other end, and then I can just build the exhaust back from there. Made a quick AutoZone triple quick because I decided I'm going to go with a flange on there. So this is the flange that I had. Well, I have 2 of those. So I needed a gasket for it. And thankfully, it looks like they had a good enough gasket for it. So it looks pretty darn close. Holes line up pretty darn good. So that should be good enough for me. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and I am going to attach this. And then from this, I already kind of mocked up the flex pipe section right here. So this is all tacked together. So coming right off the header, because I'm going to just weld the little 90 piece or like the 70 degree piece I just cut to the header, because the header is pretty chewed up anyway. I don't want to try and slip joint, and the slip joint actually strips. So that piece over there is then going to attach to the header by weld, and then this is going to attach to that, and then I'm going to put the joint right here, and then from here we're going to try and kick it back, and we're probably going to put the resonator more back towards the end of the car, and then after the axle then we will put the muffler, because there's really limited space on here, especially for a car of this age trying to fit 2.5 inch piping. I think the factory pipe on this was probably like honestly 1.5 inches. So yeah, we're a little constrained on space, but I'm going to make it happen. Got this one all tigged up where I needed to tig it because I wasn't going to be able to access this after I weld this part to the header. So I cleaned up the header a little bit. There's just so much crap on there. I can't get the flap disc and stuff and the wire wheel up there. So I got the welder set up. I'm gonna just go ahead and try and get this the best I can, and then go ahead and tack it and try and lightly put some bead around it. I don't know how corroded the header itself is, but it's a little on the thicker side, so I think I should be okay. But yeah, let's get this thing on there. Got the exhaust built to the flange, so I forgot that I had to weld that on, so that kind of sucked, so I had to MIG weld the flange on. So here back here, I just have to use pipe, and then I'm thinking, freaking no room under here. Thinking of using the resonator because you got kind of a long one and setting this up like right up here, right before the axle, and then go under the axle and then kick the muffler out after the axle. So I apologize for all the shadows. Lighting on here is trash, but you guys get the idea. I'm to the point where I'm finally starting to build up to the tailpipe, so I just put the muffler on the jack right here, so this is kind of where I need to sit it. This is definitely not easy to fit 2.5 inch pipe on a car that was designed for like 1.5 inches, so it is sitting a little lower than I would like up here, but there's absolutely no space because the drive shaft is huge for how much power this car does not make. So I don't know if I can show you because this light, but basically we got the tailpipe right, come on, there you go. So we got the tailpipe there, we got the diff there, and I just gotta go over to the right a little and then over the diff to meet up with the muffler. So that should be pretty easy. So I'm gonna keep working away at this, and I really hate that I can't show you guys this any better, but it's just not possible without a freaking lift. So this last section is kind of weird. I did just have to order some V-bands, so I won't be able to finish this today. Hopefully they show up tomorrow like they're supposed to. Thankfully Amazon Prime exists. But yeah, so basically this rear section I have to come out and 90 it to go around like the frame type thing in front of the diff, and then I have to 90 it up because it has to go straight up, and then once I hit the top of the axle, then I have to 90 it back. So you got this funky, weird little snaky looking guy. So I'm gonna do that, and then that'll put us where we need the V-band. So the V-band I'm probably gonna do right before the bend, or I'm gonna do it right before the straight section that connects to the muffler. I'll figure that out here momentarily and go from there. I ran out of argon, so I went and upgraded bottles. So now I am at the second largest from the largest, I think. So this is 155 cubic foot. The only other one that is larger is, I want to say 200 or 155 cubic, I don't know, whatever. You guys that know bottle size know what I mean. But yeah, so there's only one size bigger than this, so I didn't want to jump the gun and upgrade to the huge one, mostly because I am home alone and that is a big bottle. And you don't realize how heavy gas is until you get a fresh bottle of gas, and then you're like, damn, this is actually heavy, science and stuff. So this is, this was only 50 bucks more for the bottle, and then like 40 bucks for the gas itself for the refill, and then I had to get some more 309L filler. So yeah, now I can go finish tigging together the few little pieces that I have next, and I'm just gonna wait for those V-bands to show up tomorrow. Cool. Okay, now we can finish this thing up next day. Got the V-bands, they just showed up. I just finished up that intake manifold that I was porting in that one video. The guy got into some stuff, I don't know, so he couldn't pick it up for a few weeks, so I never got to welding it shut, so I just welded that shut, and I also made myself a little rod bending tool, because I like exhaust hangers and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and now we can finish doing the tail section, and it should go by pretty quickly. I'm gonna go ahead, just knock or put the one V-band side on, and then I can do that 90 that we welded together, and then, or the 290s, and then we can go over the diff right there and then shoot straight back to the muffler and then figure out the hanger solution from there. So I finally got the hangers situated. I just finished welding on the tail section, so now we are going to finish those two joints there and the joint here and finish welding on the hanger, and then this thing is all done to bolt up and send it off. And it's definitely a snug fit under the car because, again, this car was not intended for this big of a pipe. This thing is finally done. You ever build something and it pisses you off so badly and you want to kick your own ass because something's just tight tolerance or whatever? That was me on this one. So this freaking exhaust is definitely a pain in the ass to put it by yourself. Just because it's stainless doesn't mean it's necessarily the lightest thing. Those are big mufflers and big resonators. So yeah, I struggled a little bit, but it's up. It seems to be pretty darn solid. So really not too worried about it. Let's give it a test fire. So I'm gonna go ahead and spin this just around the block really quick. I text him, he's unfortunately not home. So I was gonna drop it off to him since he lives right up the road, but he's not at his house at the moment. So I'm just gonna spin around the block and make sure there's no funky things and that it doesn't fall off. The shifter throw is so long, but that shifter is actually pretty smooth for being 49 years old. Brakes don't feel half bad. I mean, they're definitely squishy, but I'm surprised it even has power brakes. So, I don't know. This is cool. This is the oldest car I've driven. I drove a Datsun 510. That's what I learned how to drive manual on, but I think this is older. It's cool though. This thing definitely ain't winning any land speed races anytime soon, but it's not too bad, other than this window. That's annoying, but not bad. Stop! Oh man, this is cool. Alright, so this entire car vibrates. Like, it's kind of intimidating. I don't know why or what it is, but otherwise, it's all good. Let's get it home. Well, there you have it, guys. Car is done. Again, vibrates very, very much so, the whole body, but good car nonetheless, and it'd be a fun project for sure. Maybe one of these days, but if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the skating bits of it too. I want to try to get in some more exercise, and so you guys might be able to see some of that in the future videos. Anyways, guys, do what you love, forget about the rest. If you want to help support the channel, merch and everything is in the big cartel, please support it. Liking and sharing and just pushing the video through the algorithm truly helps. So thanks, guys. Do what you love, forget about the rest. We'll see you in the next one. Keep killing it. Peace.